This is a cool and chilled out audio series.
Oh hello, it's me again, the jam of content warning. This episode is a real fucking doozy, so feel free to look on screen at the content warning if you're just wanting to double check you're good to go ahead for this one. Have a nice time! Even now, whenever 10 PM came around, I would expect a phone call from Shion, or Mion rather. Now that everything was over, of course she would never call me again. But it was precisely because she wouldn't call me that I was scared of who would call me this time. Plus, Mion still hadn't been caught. I couldn't say for sure that everything was completely over. On the other side of that fear, though, were my prayers that Mion was safe. When I thought like that, I was able to sleep, even with such terrifying thoughts. The lights were off. Before, her attacking when the lights were off was something that scared me. However, that feeling changed to regret within 2 days. The moonlight filtering through the gap in the curtains shone onto the desk and illuminated a doll. That's right. The doll that I should have given to Mion that day. She said it was an import from England or something and was all the rage, didn't she? From what Shion said, the most popular among them were the ones wearing the fluffy dress. After being released from the incident, the first place I went to was that toy store. Everything was apparently sold out, besides the things on the storefront displays. I was refused once, when they said they wouldn't sell the display products, but when they realised I was a Survivor A from that incident, they immediately consented. Of course, even if I bought it, I might never have the chance to give it to her again. Even knowing that, I waited for the opportunity to give it to her. I waited like this, for the opportunity, with it on the desk, so I could give it to her at any time. Plonk. There was a weird noise. It was a noise I wasn't used to hearing. It was too big to be raindrops, and it was completely different from the sounds of lost bugs when they ram into fluorescent lights. I figured I must have misheard and nestled back into my futon. Plonk. The noise happened again. I wasn't hearing things. I definitely heard it. Where was it coming from? I got up and turned on the light. If there was a second, there would be a third. From where, though? I listened carefully. Plonk. The window. Some sort of pebbles were colliding with my window. When I realised that they weren't being blown there by the wind, but rather being thrown by a person, I gave a start. I looked at the clock. It was 2 AM. Who would it be at a time like this? I quietly peek out front, through the gap in the curtains. In the light at the gate, despite it being so late, I saw someone. They picked up a piece of gravel and threw it at this window. It hit the window and made a plonking noise. Who was it? I caught my breath in surprise. If my eyes weren't deceiving me, that person was Mion. I threw open the window and looked at the figure again. My eyes certainly weren't deceiving me. It was Mion. It was Mion. She was alive. Mion pressed her index finger to her lips and made a shush motion so I wouldn't shout. If she hadn't, well, I was nearly about to cry out. Mion was in a very delicate position right now. Even if it was the middle of the night, I shouldn't call out her name. I waved to her, gesturing that I'd be right over, flung on my coat atop my pyjamas and flew out the door. I quickly hit the brakes just before going down the stairs. Although happiness was sprouting within me, I had the sad feeling that this would be our final parting. So I went back to my room again and grabbed the doll. If there was a god, I don't think I would ever have thanked him as much as today. Even if it would be the last time we ever saw each other. I was so grateful for this one chance to give it to her. I slipped into my sandals, unlocked the door, unhooked the chain, and leaped out of the house. Leon! It's been a while. How are you? Been doing alright? It was like how we used to meet every morning. Mion waved to me and responded like she always did. It was doubtlessly Mion. It was the real Mion. Are you alright hanging around this place? I really shouldn't be. She certainly wasn't acting like she knew the police were following her. It was almost like she was a patient who had gotten tired of staying in the hospital and had snuck out. Her speech was relaxed enough to make me think that, and I couldn't help but be surprised. That relaxation, I thought, was more like Mion, and I was happy for it. Anyway, what's wrong? What do you need at this hour? I wanted to talk to you one last time. That was when I noticed them. On Mion's forehead were big drops of sweat. Her expression too, which I'd thought to be a satisfied smile, was, upon closer inspection, trembling slightly, and I realised that she was forcing it. Well, I can't stay for any longer. A pained note was beginning to enter her words as well, as if just smiling was a feat for her. Are you alright? Are you not feeling well? I tried so hard until now. But I can tell. I'm done. This is my limit. They're about to come up behind me to take me away. Mion's smile crumbled and started to stiffen. Did she push herself this much to come all this way for me? The laughter cut off and changed into rough breathing. I reached out to rub her back, but she knocked me away. Are you okay? Don't force yourself. Oh, that's right. I had something to give you, Mion. This doll. I had wanted to do this one last thing, because I knew how little time you had left. But this last thing, it... Ugh. Huh? My stomach is burning. Mion took a meat cleaver-like knife and stabbed me, and pushed it in tight, and took it and twisted it. Mion? Hey, what? It hurts. I made it. I made it. I cowered on the ground. My stomach was so hot it was almost spewing fire. Mion watched it, then took a few steps back and cackled. I've done it. I've done it all. That's everyone I wanted to kill. The last words Mion left me with that day came back to me. After today, Mion will never come back. From today on, even if my body is here, the body is all it will be. By then, the demon will have taken it over. The demon. The demon. The demon. On... This can't... I thought we had finally been able to meet... This can't... Mion. In a pool of blood of my own design is the doll I bought from Mion. Dyed in red. So red. Mion. The good fortune of having been allowed to meet Mion once more, and the misfortune of that meeting being torn apart before my eyes. Should I be grateful or curse it? My emotions were neither of those, as my consciousness sunk deep into a black swamp. The doll I brought from Mion. The blood had ruined it. No matter how I scrubbed and scrubbed, it had needlessly been ruined. Ruined. The sad moon was so white it looked frozen. June 28th, 1983. A violent incident occurred in Hinamizawa Village, Shishibone City, XX Prefecture. The victim was Keiichi Maibara, also a victim of the previous string of disappearances. At around 2 a.m, he was stabbed in the stomach with a bladed object by the suspect of the last case, Mion Sonozaki, and was gravely wounded. He was discovered when his parents woke up and was then transported to the clinic. He escaped death. The criminal fled the scene. On the same day, at approximately the same time, a fall accident occurred in the Kamishiki apartment complex in Shishibone City, XX Prefecture. The victim was Shion Sonozaki, also a victim of the previous string of disappearances. On the same day at approximately the same time, late on the same night, neighbours overheard her having a big fight with someone and informed the manager. The manager used a master key to enter the room and discovered that the victim had fallen from her 8th floor balcony to her death. The room had been torn apart and appeared to show traces of a fight. One neighbour had frequently visited the Sonozaki house for a long time and testified that he heard what sounded just like the two sisters having a fight, trading insults back and forth. We believe this was related to the injury case that occurred the same day in Hinamizawa Village, perpetrated by said incident suspect, and did a thorough search of the room. But we could not find any traces that would imply that anyone but the victim was present. What? The victim fell straight down into the foliage of a parking strip. Her neck broke and she died immediately. Her clothing was dishevelled and had markings that would imply a scuffle. We also believe, however, that it could have been an insanity-induced suicide attempt based on the particular mental state of the victim after the incident. We are conducting a thorough examination on both fronts, suicide and homicide. What the fuck? What? How? How can it be that how could it be that Keiichi and Shion both at the same time, at the exact same time, how could that happen? Also, My whole Shion pretending to be Mion theory, it seems like it's wrong, but I don't understand. Because, not to toot my own horn, but so many aspects of it make sense to me. It doesn't make as much sense for it to be Mion. I don't understand. Only for 5 minutes, understand? Please try not to excite him. Oh god, no. Not this.
Yes, yes, I'll be careful.
Clack. The door opened and, as I expected, Oishi-san came in.
Hello, hello, my Bara-san. Oh, it's been a while, hasn't it? But tell me, how have you been since then?
The doctor says my post-operative recovery seems to be going smoothly, but I think I got worse when I saw your face.
Oh, you wound me.
Hey, don't say you wound me to a recent stab victim, you fucking idiot. As Oishi-san gave a laugh that smelled of sweat, he handed Mum a bag of assorted candies he must have purchased from the souvenir corner on the first floor of the hospital.
Excuse me, Miss Maibara. Would it be possible for me to talk to Keiichi-kun for just a few moments?
Mum clearly wasn't pleased at the thought of a police officer talking to her son without her there. However, I insisted. Mum, sorry, just a little while. Just 5 minutes, okay? Though grudgingly, Mum left the room. When she closed the door, Oishi-san grinned widely and looked around the room.
A room to yourself. How high class. Oh, my old lady always gets a shared room, you know. It is quite lively, however. Seems like you're a higher rank if you have a worse disease in places like that. The sicker you are, the prouder you are, or maybe the more arrogant.
Oishi-san, we only have 5 minutes. I would like it if these were the last 5 minutes we ever saw each other. I don't have any connection to Hinamizawa anymore, and this isn't in Hinamizawa anymore either.
Oh yes, because there aren't any general hospitals in Okinomiya. Mind if I take a seat? Oh, down we go.
This was a large university hospital in Shishibone City. Is that the one where the mayor went? That'd be interesting. It was splendidly urban, entirely different from the likes of Hinamizawa and Okinomiya. It was hard to believe Hinamizawa was part of the same city.
When does it look like you'll get transferred?
Transferred, eh? Ugh. Don't know. I'm ready to go whenever, though. Our moving plans were delayed a little bit because of my serious injury. My parents had already left the house in Hinamizawa, though, and were living in our new one. They planned to have me transfer hospitals to be closer to the new house once I'd recovered enough to be taken there. Please don't come to where I'm transferring. I really will get worse then.
Man, you really do hate me. Oh, it may just be my job, but that stings. That's why I brought you all kinds of lovely souvenirs and atonement.
You didn't need to bring an assortment of cookies for that.
Well, you see. Oh, there aren't actually cookies in there. Look.
Oishi-san pulls open the can of cookies and... Ow! Ow, I'm stretching my scar.
I didn't know what you were into, my Bara-san, so I bought all sorts of things. See, all sorts of cute-looking ones, from westerns to comic strips. Oh, lately they have this sort of H-manga aimed at girls, too.
Don't bring porn in here. Take them away and go home. Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, I thought for sure a healthy young person like yourself would be feeling a little needy being cooped up in a place like this for so long.
God, fuck off. Fuck off. I hate you. I hate you.
If you stay here too long, the only fetish you'll end up with is a nice one, you know.
Fuck off.
There are plenty of beautiful things in this world besides nurses, after all. Don't decide what to major in now, keep your options open. Oh, you'll need to be a more all-around type of person.
I gave Oishi-san's vulgar laughter a pained grin. Somehow or other I understood. The fact that Oishi-san was bringing it up like this meant that he must have something important to talk about.
The incident with Shion-san really was unfortunate.
The night I was stabbed by Mion, Shion fell from her balcony and died. They said the police were investigating all possibilities, accident, suicide, and homicide, but it could only have been Mion's doing. Mion found out where Shion was hiding and pushed her down to her death. Nothing else was conceivable. It couldn't have been an accident. It was Mion. It had to be.
The criminology guys are saying it has to have been a suicide, but I'm of the same opinion as you, my Bara-san. Oh, she pushed Shion-san and also stabbed you. In one night.
Has Mion still not been found?
Oh, that's right. That's what I came here to tell you today. Yes. We actually did find her.
What? Ow! 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 Learning that felt rather strange to me. I was partly relieved that the incident was truly over, and I was partly sorry that my best friend had finally been caught. You don't... Best friend? The hell is Renner at this point? Fucking chopped liver? I felt many other things too. My heart was a maze of emotions.
But that's not all. In the Sonozaki House catacombs, we found a hidden well. Just as you said, my Bara-san. We found the remains of all those who disappeared at the bottom.
I see. That sliver of hope, that possibility I believed in that Rika-chan and Satoko were alive, just from the fact their remains hadn't been found. Gone.
It was incredibly well hidden in those catacombs. I mean, it was in the blind spot of another blind spot. It was a vertical tunnel dug out like a well. There was a ladder set up there, and when we went all the way down, there was another tunnel built there going through it. When we followed it a few hundred meters, we found ourselves at the mouth of an old unused well in the fountains.
I wonder if it was a secret escape route a previous Sonozaki family member leader built.
Probably was. Or maybe it was made in the Meiji era. Still, I'm impressed they built something like that.
So everyone's remains were at the bottom?
Yes. Even deeper down in the escape path, there was a pool of coal tar. They'd been casually thrown in there. They had fallen from a fairly high spot, so their remains were totally buried in it. It took a lot of time and effort to pull their bodies up.
Did you find them all? I hoped that they at least wouldn't find Rika-chan or Satoko. That's what I wished for when I asked, but my shallow hope was crushed in the blink of an eye.
Yes. All of them. In fact, we also found human bones we think are over a decade old. We think there are at least 3 people. I suppose it's the dark side of Hinamazawa's history. I wonder how many people's bones we'll find when we've sucked out all the mud. It's a scary thought.
That weight had been pushing down on Mion's shoulders the whole time. Mion.
We've currently identified people who disappeared from Shishibone City decades ago. People are talking about how this opportunity might let us resolve the disappearing persons' cases that might have been abandoned.
After a deep silence, he breathed a heavy sigh. Oishi-san went for his cigarettes to pass the time, but he realized this was a non-smoking area, so he gave up and put them back in his shirt pocket.
Oh, right. This is a bit of a detour. But you know Rika Furude-san, right?
Of course. She's my friend.
Did she ever tell you anything along the lines of her regularly taking insulin injections for diabetes?
Huh? Rika-chan had diabetes? I didn't know he was talking about.
Actually, we found it in her skirt pocket.
Insulin.
The syringe.
Oh.
It was destroyed though, so we couldn't identify the medicine. It was a bit out of place, so I got interested. Oh, you really don't know anything?
I didn't know anything about Rika-chan carrying syringes around with her.
The Sonozaki family corporates, the Yakuza people, Anyway, there's rumors that they deal in psychostimulants. I was thinking that might have something to do with it too.
Oh, no. Rika. That's definitely an indication that she is involved in the wider disappearance mystery. Are you trying to tell me that Rika-chan is a drug addict?
No, not at all. That isn't what I'm saying. It just seems strange, however you look at it, that she would bring a syringe with her on her way to get soy sauce.
How do we know that that syringe wasn't planted, for one thing? I have no idea what any of this means. My eyes are spinning. I feel sick.
Are you alright? Oh, should I call a nurse?
I'm fine. Please continue.
Oh, well, that's all I had to say about the syringe.
What the fuck, man?
It was the only thing that personally struck me as interesting.
Rika-chan.
Rika-san was sort of like the village mascot, after all. Well, it looks like the village is in an uproar right now. Between the older blind believers and the Sonozaki family who killed her. The Free family's effective control over the village is basically in shambles too. If someone came up to them with talk of a dam again, with this sort of timing, oh, the entire village would be abandoned for sure this time.
I'm not related to Hina Mizawa anymore. I actually was. I just said it because the thought about Hina Mizawa being abandoned was unpleasant, and I wanted to end the conversation quickly. There was a knock at the door. It opened slightly, and my mum asked if we were still talking.
Whoops. Oh, we went off topic, didn't we? What a pickle.
I looked at the clock. 5 minutes were long past. He told my mother that it was something he really wanted to ask, and if she could wait a little bit longer. Is that so? Keep it short, okay? There wasn't any getting around the fact that she was thinking about what a police officer could be talking to her son about.
Maybe we should choose another day for this.
Oishi-san. Mion. How is she right now? I wanted to just hear that answer and then get rid of him.
Before I tell you that, I just need one thing from you. I just need you to answer something in all honesty.
What is it?
I want you to take your answer seriously. Got it? If you say something indiscreet, it could be viewed as an obstruction of the investigation, and you could be prosecuted.
Oishi-san kept threatening me until the end. What the hell did he want?
My Bara-san, who do you think the criminal was who pushed Shion from the balcony?
There's no way it could be anyone but Mion, is there?
Well, then who was the one who stabbed you?
Please don't make me say it again. It was Mion. Mion Sonozaki. Oishi-san smiled bitterly and dabbed at his forehead with a handkerchief to wipe his sweat. To be like, it doesn't make sense because both the things happened around the same time. He should have expected that answer, and yet it looked as though he wasn't satisfied with it. She pushed Shion and stabbed me. Didn't you just admit yourself that Mion was the criminal?
The evidence we have that Mion killed Shion is based on testimony from the man living next door. This neighbor is actually a member of an organized crime group. In other words, he was Shion-san's bodyguard. It seems he's a veteran leader in that vein and was like a parent to the Sonozaki sisters growing up.
That man said this. The noise he heard from next door was just like the sound of a fight between the sisters that he was used to hearing when they still lived together. And no, there was no doubt about any of it. He said he'd heard Mion and Shion insulting each other and heard them struggling. What the fuck? Oh, I just had a terrible fucking feeling. I had a terrible fucking idea. I'm not even going to fucking verbalize it. I will tell you with honesty. Fuck it, I will. What if it was Renner? It better... please, no. But how would that make sense? We saw Mion. It wouldn't make any sense. He said he heard... Yeah. At first, though, he thought it was a hallucination she was having brought on by her dementia. I mean, that's not accurate. You see, he thought that because that sort of ruckus had been occurring every night. However, that night had been longer than the rest, but he claimed that he went to her room to give her a sedative. The noise died down while he got the manager to give him the key. He'd already decided he'd at least check up on her, and after she wasn't answering his calls, they took the plunge and unlocked the door. Then they saw that the room was a mess. Since Shion had been pushed over the balcony, they decided it had to have been Mion. And that's how it happened.
In other words, he only heard from the other side of the wall. Plus, because the apartment complex is connected to their organization, it doesn't have many residents. So they were the only ones who heard it happening. To reiterate, there was only one person who witnessed Mion Sonozaki.
Even if he didn't see her, isn't it obviously Mion's doing?
Now settle down. This is what I'm saying. It means you were the only one who saw Mion Sonozaki for sure last night. After all, Shion-san, the other witness, is no longer alive.
What are you trying to say? I don't really understand. At that point, Oishi-san paused. The fact that this was a no-smoking area completely slipped his mind, and he took out his pack of cigarettes again. Ka-chak! He lit one with his lighter, and exhaled a long stream of tobacco smoke.
Were you really stabbed by Mion Sonozaki?
Yes. There's no doubt about it. The smoke Oishi-san breathed out floated away, like a thundercloud swept away by the wind. Oishi-san, you can't smoke in here. The nurses will get mad.
Actually, we found Mion Sonozaki at the bottom of the well too.
What? Oh shit.
What?
What?
She fell to her death. We believe that she was trying to escape the hidden passage in the well. Her foot slipped while climbing down the ladder. She fell to the bottom, broke her neck, and died. Yes, the same way as Shion-san. She broke her neck.
Well, what?
After you passed out that day, Mion Sonozaki tried to escape using the hidden well, but her foot slipped, and she died, as if beckoned by the corpses of the other sacrifices she dropped down there.
But that doesn't make any sense, does it?
The autopsy came to the conclusion that she definitely died on that day. She didn't go back there after attacking you and Shion-san. She was already dead by then.
My jaw was on the floor. There was absolutely no way that could be. Mion was the one that stabbed me. It had to have been her. There wouldn't have been anyone else to do it. Then... Who attacked Shion and me? Who was it? I'm completely lost now.
The one who attacked you was someone who was Mion Sonozaki, and yet not Mion Sonozaki.
My mind had become a complete mess, and I was starting to lose my ability to think straight.
Do you remember how Mio Takano-san died?
Huh? Takano-san? Yes. I think I heard that she was burned to death in some distant mountains.
We learned that she was burned after being strangled to death. The Gifu station did the autopsy. It's a little bit strange. The results of the preliminary autopsy said she had been dead for at least 24 hours. What? Since that was contradictory in their panic, they seem to have revised it to say she died earlier that day.
What the fuck? Despite me being an absolute wreck over what was going on with Mion, he was telling me that there was even more on top of that. I didn't understand the complex things Oishi-san was telling me.
The result saying she had been dead for 24 hours, as our own old criminologist says, is pretty damn reliable. So then what would that mean? I've asked that question over and over, but on the night of the Watanagashi, you were with Mio Takano-san, weren't you?
What the fuck? Genuinely, what the fuck? I was.
You also met her on the day before while setting up for the festival, right? I mean, I ran into her too.
Yes, I was with her then.
If she'd been dead for 24 hours, that would mean she was already dead the day before the festival.
That can't be.
She was alive during the festival preparations. However, when you all slipped into the ritual storehouse, Takano-san was already dead. The origin of all that happened, the beginning of everything, our intrusion in the ritual storehouse which I had come to regret countless times, the one who tempted me, Takano-san. When she invited us into the storehouse, she was already no longer of this world. What the fuck? What could that mean? There are too many dead people walking around in this incident.
An incident caused by a dead person and ended by a dead person.
Also, apparently, they're under pressure to revise the time of Mion Sonozaki's death. Not to the day of the incident, but to right after she stabbed you. Probably pressure from the outside to get this incident wrapped up already. Though I'd appreciate it if you didn't say a word about this to anyone.
Oishi-san grabbed his jacket that was hanging on the chair, pulled out his cigarette with the bottom of his foot, and started pretending to wave away the smoke floating around. You just come here to tell me that and then swear me to secrecy? What the fuck?
I've stayed too long. I had come here thinking I could at least end this incident as it applied to you, but well, it looks like it got even more baffling instead.
Absent-mindedly, he walked towards the door, looking at me, unable to speak out of the corner of his eye.
If it so happens that something comes up you want to talk about in the future, call me any time. My business card is in those souvenirs from before. But when that time comes, I'll pay you a visit with some wonderful souvenirs again.
Oishi-san seemed to think I was still hiding something. That I, after all this, would be hiding something? I'm the one things are being hidden from. I'm the one who wants to know.
Then let us meet again one day. Take care of yourself.
Slam. I listened to the tap, tap, tap of Oishi-san walking down the hallway. I still couldn't return from my state of bewilderment. He wanted to end this incident as it applied to me? What was over? Nothing was over. The incident was still continuing. Then slip. An arm covered in fresh blood came out from underneath the bed. I wasn't that surprised. This was an illusion I was seeing, seized with fear.
Kei-chan, I told you, remember?
I heard a guttural voice coming from under the bed. Oh, I gotta hear how this sounds.
Kei-chan. だから言ったでしょ。
I still recognized it as Mion's voice. What, Mion? What did you tell me? I warned you on that day. Today, if you see me, it'll be the demon that has possessed my body. You did. You said that, didn't you? Sorry. Guess I wasn't careful enough. That's why I got stabbed. Possibly wounds sustained when she fell from the ladder. Many of her fingernails were broken and torn. Her arm slowly felt about the top of the bed, searching for mine, her fingernails broken and torn. Oh, hey, Mion. I just, well, thought of a good joke. Want to hear it? The Mion under the bed didn't answer. Let's say that I died here today, but tomorrow I'd still be here, living a normal life. So, when Oishi-san learned about it afterwards, the time of death wouldn't make sense once again. He'd make a huge deal about how someone who should have died was alive, and he'd totally lose his head. Takano-san, then Mion, and then me third. So, funny, right? Makes you laugh, doesn't it? Hey, Chan. Laugh. Oh, is it not that funny? Mion's bloodstained hand groped around and found my wrist. Though her fingernails were torn, she gripped it hard, as if scratching me. Ow, 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 go easy. Oh, it hurts. Hey, Chan, I've come for you. I tried to shake my wrist loose, but the strength she held it with was unbelievable, and I couldn't. She was only gripping one wrist, and yet my whole body wouldn't move. I couldn't even twitch. My fingers were spread apart, and I couldn't make a fist either. Uh-oh. And that fact that I couldn't make a fist reminded me of the restraining table. Yeah. I felt a crooked nail pressed against my left pinky fingertip. Mion's forehead was split open, and with her face covered with blood, she smiled and got right up just behind me. Nothing was over. Nothing was over. This incident was far from being over. It was still going on. It was still happening. Someone please end this incident. This cruel, tragic, unfortunate, sad incident. Please end it. That is my only wish. I granted you one before. Remember that? You don't get any more. Mion firmly held the nail down on my fingertip, and with her other hand, she slowly swung a mallet up into the air, and... Oh my god. Jesus Christ, man. Fuck off. Well. Well, that was a brain fuck. Like, as if things weren't confusing enough. I think my theory was wrong, first of all, at that point, but, like, then further revelations happened that were very, very strange. I can't even, like, begin to... I can't theorize. I've got nothing. At this point, I have nothing. I'm meant to be confused, I think. So, you know, all good there. But, wow, okay. That... That was very, very good. Fucking... terrifying. Fucking... Just fucking terrifying. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Well, you know, I'm gonna give this some time to settle, do the bonus thing, and maybe I'll do some theory crafting during that. But wow. Well, hey, in case I forget to say this after the bonus thing, thank you all so much once again for joining me on the second chapter of this fucking nightmare. I'll be starting the third one soon. There may be a little bit of a longer pause between this one because if I recall correctly, I'm going away sort of mid-August and I don't trust... Well, we'll see how we go. There might be a longer pause. I don't know. Don't worry. Fully invested in this. I want to see this through. Houses. Thank you again. I had a really, really lovely time. It's been a couple weeks since I finished chapter 2 of Higurashi When They Cry. I've been thinking a lot. I've been thinking a lot about how it went. I will be continuing to think more. I'm thrilled to announce that I will be at some point in between chapter 2 and chapter 3 just sort of recording a little thing to try and get my thoughts in order, my ongoing theories, you know. But before I can do that, there's one more thing I have to do yet, and that is, of course, the all-cast review session. Just to give you a context as to what dates this is, I am filming this during the World Cup final. Now, really... Well, no, that's not true. I do have a horse in the race. It would be simply dandy if Spain won. But, you know. Anyway, we've got an all-cast review session to do instead of football. Because, So, let's just jump in. Let's have some nice, chill, calm down time to calm down after the horrors. The fucking horrors that were worse than ever, might I say. Thank you very much for it. It's so good to see you. Oh my god. Oh wow. Hi, Rena. It was a nightmare last time. I'm kind of low-key worried you might have killed me, but I don't know for sure. Thank you very much for enjoying Higurashi When They Cry, Watanagashi. How did you like the story this time? If you enjoyed it even a little, I'm happy. A little nothing? Not again. It was a huge bad ending again, was it not? It is enough to make me simply furious. I'm furious. Well, good work, everyone. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and get, like, a picture of smiling Rika saying, I'm furious. That's great stuff. Well, yeah, good, yeah, okay, Mion. Well, that's how it ended. But don't you think this story was kind of like a Mion chapter? I'm extremely satisfied with how big a role I played. You cannot call such a thing a success. Rika and I got killed too, didn't we? None of this concerns Satoko at all, either. I didn't want to die like that. Now, don't cry. There was a story centering around me-chan, so there will probably be one that centers around Satoko-chan too. I don't want to think about it, okay? I'm so scared of the fucking Satoko story, and I think it's the next one. I'm not ready for it. Look forward to it. I'm sure that in that story, Satoko suffers some terrible demise in some slow, deliberate way. I don't want that! Thank you, thank you, Rana. Me-chan, if you joke around too much, you'll make me angry too. Me has a flat chest. Your mind wouldn't understand even if it wanted to be petted. Oh, what the fuck? Your body is so unchaste. Oh god, I'm glad that section's over anyway. Hey everyone! Oh, great work!
Sorry we're late again.
Tomitake-san, Oishi-san! Yes, you did a great job as well. Where are Takano-san and Shion-chan? They're coming, of course. Thank you for inviting us today. May I sit here? Yes, go right ahead. With all of us here, this is sure to be the best part. Please, go easy on me. Then should we get started? Is this everyone? Everyone but Keiichi.
Which means, oh, my Bara-san is as busy as ever. Which means my Bara-san is as busy as ever recording the script. Has he already started recording the script for the next story?
How unfortunate. It doesn't feel right to leave him out. Mio-san, you don't have to worry about that. At times like these, going all out is actually a way of showing consideration. That's true, isn't it? We're all here for once. Holding a wake would be boring. Then, sorry, Keiichi-kun, but we'll take things from here. It's decided. Okay, everyone, get the cups. Does anyone not like carbonated drinks?
Oh, there's alcohol for the adults too.
I don't like carbonated drinks. Rika-chan, what'll you have? Grape juice? Orange juice? Me. I want what Tomitake's having. Hey! Rika-chan, you're not allowed to drink! Has everyone got their cups? If we don't make a toast soon, my juice will get warm. Who will lead? Mion? Rena should do it. Okay, Rena, go ahead. Then... Everyone, excellent work. The Watanagashi chapter is now over. Thank you. Wow! Clap, 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 clap. Pain. Okay, everyone's here. Well, should we debate the story again? I think so. Then let's get some honest opinions. Does anyone here have something to say? What is there to say? Weren't all the mysteries solved in this chapter? The criminal was Mion-san. I don't think it was. I'm sticking with my theory. I think it was Shion all along. I'm coping, but I think it was. I'm getting a drink. Because, like, there were some pretty comprehensive details that seemed to indicate that my theory was wrong, but having thought about it a lot more, there are so many details that I think support my theory, which I will go into more detail about in the, the bonus theory video that I'm gonna do. But yeah, my theory still stands in my head. I think that Shion was disguised as Mion. That's my hunch. Anyway, Satoko is like, obviously it was Mion-san. The root of all the evil was the Sonozaki family. Was that not the conclusion? I see. I was so sure that Mi-chan wasn't the criminal. Too naive. This was entirely predictable from the previous Onikakushi chapter, was it not? In fact, it's almost shocking how predictable it was. Yes, Shion. Some would say too predictable by your logic.
Well, you're right. Well, it probably did align with most of the predictions made by players in a previous scenario.
It's like the story went exactly as everyone expected. Then, does that mean the main Higurashi When They Cry scenario is pretty much over? So it's a sure thing that the root of everything was Mi-chan's family? I wonder. In fact, I think this all means the theory of the Sonozakis being the guilty party has been disproven. Oh, you had the same opinion, Mio-san. I think the same way. So I still don't believe in curses. At the very least, however, I think the chances of the Sonozaki family being the true criminals has gone down. Huh? Why is that? Didn't Mi-chan confess that she killed everyone? Well, I don't know. So like, I mean, you know, if they want people to think that it's the Sonozakis, then that sure is a beneficial fucking confession. If it was someone, say, disguised as Mion, who wanted to make the Sonozakis look bad, then, you know, I think that would change things, personally. That's right. She killed Rika and me, so what do you mean that she isn't the criminal after all that? I'm not trying to confuse you or anything. It's just that I think there are a lot of things that don't go along with me on being the one behind everything. If you think about it a little, you'll get it. Huh. I had believed the truth to be more or less in line with the Sonozaki family theory. But I'd love to hear your theory, Mion-chan. Then hear me out. Near the end, I confessed that I participated in the past incidents, right? I thought something wasn't really right about that, so I guess that's my basis. I mean, think about it. If the incidents of the past were caused by the Sonozaki family, that would be crazy. I mean, wouldn't they all be perfect crimes? They were all attributed to other criminals or simple accidents, after all. Well, that's right. The Sonozaki family is very powerful, and they were acting behind the scenes. Wouldn't pulling off perfect crimes be child's play for them? That's just it. That's the weird thing. The Sonozaki family had been killing and erasing people so well for the last 4 years that they didn't even let a hint that they were behind it, right? But the incident in the 5th year, now that was really cheap. They were killing and erasing people at random. Any idiot could have seen the connection with the Sonozaki family. Now that I think about it, you're right. The incidents in the past were all mysterious, and nobody could tell if they were because of the curse or just simple crimes. But then, on the 5th year, they suddenly got really violent. I do not understand what you're saying. Rika, do you? She means that if the Sonozaki family were the real criminals, then they would have done a much better job with the incident on the 5th year. So, what does that mean? Mion-san wasn't the one who killed Rika and me, but it was the work of the demon who possessed Mion-san? Come now, just like I thought last time, Mion-san wasn't a bad person after all, was she? That's right. Satoko-chan and I both thought she was doing bad things because she was possessed by something. Then, does that mean our theory was right?
I've been supporting the curse theory since after the last party. Oh, and the story this time makes me all the more convinced it's true. Oh, that fact revealed at the very end. The information regarding how Mion-san and Takano-san had died days before despite being witnessed seems to indeed support that theory.
Oh my. I see the curse believers who seemed unconfident last time have grown quite a bit more self-assured. Do any of those who think it was a human have any objections? Last time, Mi-chan and Rika-chan were the ones who thought it was the work of a person. Tomitake-san did too, didn't he? Okay, let's hear what you've got then.
You've got me there. I can't quite find the right words.
One of the pieces of evidence for the curse theory is mismatching times of death, right? So if I could disprove that theory, then it would prove a human did it, wouldn't it? Oh, Shion, do you have a good objection? Well, I suppose. I have the same opinion as you, Mion, that it was a human. But I don't think the Sonozaki family were the main culprits either. If it's okay with you, I'll offer my objections. Whoa! Show us what you've got! If you say it wasn't the curse, then let's hear your evidence! Okay, Shion-chan. That last trick we've been talking about. Despite Mion-chan having died the day of the incident from falling into the well, how did she appear days later to kill you and Keiichi-kun? Here it is. My Sonozaki sister's conspiracy theory. My reason is simple. If Mion were dead by that time, then the only one who could have stabbed Kei-chan was me. I disguised myself as Mion and stabbed him. Then I went back to my room, pretended to have a tussle with a ghost, then jumped right down and killed myself.
So when you get down to it, Mion-chan in this case would be the one to take the blame. She would take care of the mayor in person, and Shion-chan would be made merely into a victim. Let me check this. If she hid herself in the well, the disguised Shion-chan could show up where she pleased and murder whoever she wanted. All planned from the start.
I get it. Oh, then Mion-san made two mistakes. First was that her corpse was found, and second was dying when she only planned to hide. Well, that's what it would mean.
Oh, well, no. You're right. There is something logical about that. However, I'm still not convinced. It was too different from the magnificent, perfect crimes in the past. Even if their plan went well, Mion would end up the bad guy, wouldn't she? She would either have to hide the rest of her life or live pretending to be Shion, wouldn't she? That would be too constrained. You can't call that a perfect crime. In other words, whether by dying or disappearing, me would have to go away. Rika-chan, that's a good thought. That means we should consider that Mion Sonozaki leaving the stage was part of their plan. That's why, at the end, Mion took the blame for all the incidents in the past. She took responsibility for all of them herself, then left. By doing that, she could cover up the true culprit behind the past incidents. Which means that this incident wasn't shabby. Its purpose was to cement all the past incidents as perfect crimes. I suppose that's what it comes down to?
We're kind of touching on stuff that's similar to my theory, but not quite getting there, which, if anything, makes me more confident, because if they just outright name my theory, then in my head I'm like, right, I'm wrong, because they've just, straight up acknowledged it. The fact that they're dancing around it makes me think I'm right.
The young leader of the Sonozaki family, who was the biggest suspect, confessed to everything and disappeared. For her, or perhaps for the non-Sonozaki true culprit, there likely was no more favourable outcome. I don't understand even an inch of your conversation. What do you mean by Mion-san taking the blame? Is she not the culprit? Let me put it this way. The true culprit behind the serial freak death incidents was... Pardon me, sorry. I'm drinking a carbonated beverage, it's making me very hiccupy. The true culprit behind the serial freak death incidents was somebody else. Mi-chan gave a fake confession that she caused all the previous incidents to protect that person. Or so everyone's saying.
My. I said this during the story, but it seems we have an incredible detective on our hands. Yes. No, it does seem a bit persuasive.
An incident started to throw the scent. An incident started to throw the scent off the true criminal. That's my reasoning. Though if I go further, I think the true culprit isn't part of the Sonozaki family. So it was Mion-chan disrupting the incident to further protect the mystery person who pulled off perfect crimes 4 years running then. And that's right. As a director who only appeared by name in the last story is pretty suspicious if you ask me. Amazing. It really does all add up. Clap, clap, clap. I still think the Sonozaki family and the sisters are the culprits though. An incident caused by the sisters to sever their old fetters to the three families to clear away the past. That's my theory.
Clearing away the past? Well, you mean that they placed the blame for the three families' crimes on their final leader, Mion, to put an end to a dark history? And then the two of them left?
That's right. It would make it a sad story where we sisters finally choose to end it after a lot of worry. We went a little too far. Amazing. It really does all add up. Clap, clap, clap.
Rika, you're just here for the fucking ride, aren't you? You know. Wait, what? It looks like Rika-chan has an opinion too. Oh, go ahead, Rika-chan. I'm doing the wrong voice, fuck!
It looks like, wait, what? It looks like Rika-chan has an opinion too. Oh, go ahead, Rika-chan. I have a question for you all. Why did Keiichi need to get stabbed?
We already know why that is, Rika. It's obviously because he went into the Forbidden Storehouse without asking.
Oh, thinking back on it now, Tomitake-kun and Takano-san probably died in the previous story because they snuck into that storehouse, eh?
No! That can't be true. Not unless they did it a different way, because Tomitake was there taking photographs during it. Obviously, I can't account for Takano, but during the festival, during Rika's dance, her ritual, Tomitake was photographing it, so he couldn't have gone away to pick the lock. That doesn't make sense.
Hmm?
That is rather strange indeed.
Huh? What is that? What is it as strange? Ah! Rena-san, that's right. Won't you think back, please?
That's right. In the previous scenario, they were after Keiichi's life even though he didn't sneak into the ritual storehouse.
That too. Murmur, murmur, murmur. Well, that's because... yeah, Hinamizawa hates outsiders, right? Well, that's why they tried to kill Keiichi-kun.
That would be strange, though. They should have attacked Kei-chan's parents too in that case. No matter how you look at it, though, his parents never seem to be in much danger. Either this time or the last. It does all revolve around Keiichi.
Hear that, everyone who thinks it was a human's doing? Unless you could properly explain the reason Keiichi-san's life was threatened, you can't definitely prove the criminal was human, can you?
Oh, even with the curse theory, however, we don't know why my Bara-san was attacked this time or last time.
With a little more, we would have had it. There are still a lot of mysteries remaining.
We can find some kind of reason for everyone but Keiichi-kun to die. But for some reason, Keiichi-kun's death is always vague. Both this time and the last. He was being targeted regardless of whether he went into the ritual storehouse.
Then does that not mean he was doing something that got him killed both last time and this time?
I see. Oh, if we can find something in common about my Bara-kun's actions between last time and this time, well, it seems like it would be the key to unraveling all the incidents.
Well, he did get kind of cagey and dishonest with his friends both times. In fact, it seems like whoever he was most dishonest with became a threat. In the sense that in Chapter 1, he was most dishonest with Rena, and then she was like... she became a menace. And then in Chapter 2, it was Mion stroke Shion, and it ended up being them. I mean, and Rena also... I've not forgotten this. Rena... Oh, wait a minute. Rena said in Chapter 1, there's a link between Oyashiro-sama and Apology. In Chapter 2, Keiichi never apologized properly to Mion for the thing that upset her. What did he not apologize for in Chapter 1? I mean, for lying to Rena? For sort of going behind her back? I wonder. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that for Chapter 3. You have to keep an eye on apologies, and perhaps a lack of them. Well, I skimmed through the stories again, but I think he's going about his life in his own way. Although, aside from the part with the storehouse, I didn't spot anything suspicious about his daily lifestyle. Keiichi-kun, what did you do both last time and this time? Something bad that would cause you to be killed. It's best to ask the person himself when you're unsure. We're gonna ring Keiichi. He's like, I didn't do nothing wrong. Oh. So while I was reading the script for the next game all by myself, you were all talking about me behind my back, huh? I see. Well, that's that. Anyway, Keiichi-kun, you should try asking your own heart. Kei-chan, so what kind of bad thing did you do that would get you killed? It must surely be all the violent things he does towards me. The way he sometimes directs a dangerous gaze my way and makes strange deluded expressions is surely a criminal act. Yeah. Being happy all day, surrounded by girls around his age, is kind of like a crime in the first place.
A grave crime indeed. Oh, my Bara-san is truly an envious main character, isn't he?
No! I don't think I've envied a protagonist less than Kei-chan, frankly.
Oh.
Shut the fuck up, Oishi. I'm gonna fucking... I can't actually put into words what I want to do at this moment in time, you fucking creep. I loathe you. Every single atom of my being is devoted entirely to hating you. Bring your fucking face about me, that I may set my 10 commandments within it with my nails! Well, with all those perks, getting stabbed at the end really isn't much of a price to pay. Well, there you go, Keiichi-san. Have you remembered the crimes you've committed? Ah! Both this time and last time, I live a proper and just life, and I always meet a terrible fate in the end. What was that about ask my own heart? I'm the one who wants to know. This is bullying. How sad, how sad. I'll pet your head next time for you. I wonder if we should go back and read Onikakushi again after reading this one. I'm gonna put myself in Mion's shoes and read back over Watanagashi. Maybe I'll find something different compared to when I read it from Kei-chan's point of view. I will always think it was the doing of a demon. All of the events and tricks can be explained with a demon. It's kind of like plasma. What did you, the readers, think about it? Oh, we'd certainly like to hear your thoughts and opinions. There's still a way to go, but do your best. With that, please look forward to the rest of the Higurashi series. Maybe I'll take a couple of those suggestions on board. But now we must close out for the end of chapter 2. So, there's going to be a longer pause between chapter 2 and chapter 3. I just know that for a fact. Because I'm going away sort of early to mid-August, and I don't really want to start before that. And I suspect that I will have fully uploaded the remainder of this chapter before the end of August. So it's probably going to be a few weeks, but in between that, I will have the theory video just to tide yous over. I know it's going to be a bit more of a wait this time, but I promise it will be worth it. I'm very, very excited for chapter 3. I do think I had a bit too short a break between chapter 1 and chapter 2, and it did cause me to burn out a little editing wise. So I think a longer break will do me good as well. But yeah, what a fun time. Stupid fucking game. I love it. It's disgraceful. It's despicable. I love it. And I have a terrible, terrible, terrible feeling that chapter 3 is going to actively scar me. Like, I don't think I will ever have experienced anything like it. I just have it's about Satoko. It can't be good. My, like, must protect Blorbo vibes that I'm bringing towards Satoko, I'm going to be punished for them. As if I wasn't already in this chapter. Chapter 3 is going to hurt me. I promise that's not the reason for the long break, by the way. I'm not putting it off. If anything, I would prefer to get it done, but I just know that it will be better if I pace myself. So, I will see you for chapter 3 in a few weeks. Have a lovely one, gang.